And this leads us to step number 2, figuring out how you can provide value. Value is an interesting concept. It's sort of hard to explain and it deserves a video on its own. But for now, just keep in mind that anything that can make people happier has value. And anything that has value can be exchanged for money because money is simply a piece of paper that has value. Now, there are many ways to provide value, but I'm going to show you the 2 most profitable ways as they are responsible for the majority of the money you can make following your passion. The first of the 2 is entertainment value. When you entertain people, you are making them feel a bit happier, which in turn means you're creating value for them. This is why things like Netflix and YouTube do so well, because people want to be entertained. Common forms of entertainment content are challenges, documentation, and comedy. Challenges are when you create a game with certain rules that you have to abide by. For example, if your craft is art, then you could create a video titled Drawing Challenge using only Crayola crayons. People like watching challenge content because they want to see what you can accomplish with certain rules in place. Documentation is when you document your journey, whether it be getting better at your craft or even your day-to-day life working on your craft. If your craft is taking pictures, you can create content about how you get your shots. Show us the journey you take every time you go out and take pictures. Write about the places you've gone, the people you've met, and the story behind every picture. Comedy is a bit harder to explain, but it's when you add your own sense of humor and pack it along with your craft. It doesn't really matter what you think is funny because there's bound to be someone on the internet who also enjoys your sense of humor. The second most common way of providing value is through educational value. When you teach people how to do something, you are teaching them something that will make them happier. Educational content is very straightforward. Just teach from your experience. Going back to our example of drawing, you can make videos showing people how to draw hands. If your platform of choice is a blog, then you could create a blog post talking about the same subject. In order to create educational value, you have to know what you're talking about. If you're not at least somewhat decent at what you do, then people will not listen to your advice. This is the reason why I said you have to be at least an amateur in your craft of choice, because then you'll be better than 70% of people, which means you'll be able to create educational content that 70% of people who are interested in your craft will be willing to consume.